All right, today we're working on first-person point of view. Let's do it.
Brickology!
Hey everybody, Thomas here. In my last Among Us video, I had some questions about a particular scene. It's like a first-person shot where the person's running at somebody, and you'll see it on the screen right now. I'll just keep playing it over and over again. And there were questions on how I got that shot, and were there any computer effects used? And the answer is no, I did everything in camera. You guys know me, I try to do everything in camera with as little computer effects as possible. So I got enough questions on it, so I thought I would make a tutorial about it, about how I did it. It's a very simple technique, and once I show it to you, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's I get it. But before I do, if you like what you see here, please make sure you subscribe. Your support will allow me to make more content like this, more tutorials, more brick films, so we can all grow together as brick filmers and as a community. And that's super cool. All right, let's get going. All right, so here we are with Batman. And all I'm doing with the camera is just lifting it up slightly and lowering it and lifting it up. And with each move, I bring it closer to Batman. And that's pretty much it. This is the movement that I'm doing. All right, so I have the camera flat on the baseboard and just, you see this, it's ever so slightly because he's such a small figure. Now if Batman were tall like this, then of course, I'd probably make the movements bigger. But because he's so small, just see very small movements like this, and with each move, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. And as I get closer to him, you'll notice that he kind of turns and winds up to punch. So I need to make sure that, I raise and lower this and move him at the same time while keeping it as in focus as I can. Now, is it perfect? No, but I think when you're running at somebody, you're running at somebody and you're focused on them, that you don't quite see this, and there are a lot of things that are blurry. So that is the technique that I'm doing. It's very simple, but I think it's very effective. Okay, so here we are in Dragon Frame, and here's Batman. This is point of view of the camera, so it's like you're running towards him. Let's play this first, and then see how to break it down. Here we go. And that's it. So here's Batman, we're running towards him in this first section. You see down here where my mouse pointer is, all the way up to here, 17 frames. That's about a second of him running at Batman. And if you remember with the camera movements, it's just a slight tilt up, slight tilt down. You notice here, the camera starts to move up, and then it starts going down. Then up, then down, then up, then down, and then here's where it goes slightly up and down, and you can barely see the punch coming, but that's just how fast Batman is. And then wham, and then he falls down. So it's like the guy's running towards him and Batman just delivers the blow. So let's do this again. Up, you see with the background and everything, you see it going up, but you also see it going out of focus because I'm moving closer to Batman. Now, as I go down, you see the background start moving downwards, and here I readjusted the camera and focused it just a little bit more. But it's still a little bit blurry because you're running at him. Then here you go up, and he's a little bit out of focus. Then he starts going down, and he gets a little bit in focus, because I figure when you hit the ground, that's where your eyes start to adjust, because you're doing this motion with your body. Then you go up, he's a little bit out of focus, he's coming in focus. You see this is very clear. I chose one place to focus on every time, and it was the bat sign here because, well, I want you to really know that it's Batman. And I kind of want you to see this shift and the arms start moving backwards. And he starts going up and starts moving down, and you can see the arm here just really quickly. And this is I wanted this kind of like a blur because the fist is moving so fast. And this is the last frame that you see, that this is almost right in the middle of the frame. And then the next shot is him getting punched. So he gets hit. And if you've seen my how to make a more effective punch tutorial, you see this is such a huge leap from this frame to this frame. His fist goes from here all the way to here. And then the camera starts panning back to show him falling back. But Batman needs to continue with this punch. Continue. And you see him hit the ground. And then Batman settles. And then the camera moves back to focus a little bit more on Batman. Just one more time. And that's it. But it's this beginning movement that people were asking about. How do you do that beginning, first person point of view? And this is how I do it without any computer effects. I could, sure, take just this picture and just manipulate it, go bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down as it gets closer. But I kind of like, I like doing everything in camera, as little computer effects as I can to give that little sense of realism. Because if everything's going to be stop motion, if I'm going to do stop motion, I'm going to try to do everything in stop motion. And there are, of course, things that you can't, that you need computer effects. But this one, I thought this was pretty effective.
Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Man, that hurt. Hey man, you got some Tylenol on you?